I'm so excited to finally be in London, said Alex, stepping off the train at King's Cross station. Me too, replied Sam, Alex's friend and language exchange partner. I've been waiting for you. Let's get your bags and head to our flat in Camden. As they walked through the bustling streets of Camden, Alex marveled at the colorful markets and street performers. This is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Sam smiled. London is full of surprises. And speaking of surprises, let's get some fish and chips at the pub down the street. Over lunch, Alex practiced his English with Sam, asking questions about London and its history. Sam was happy to oblige, sharing stories about the city's landmarks and cultural attractions. After lunch, they headed to Regent's Park, where they strolled through the beautiful gardens and visited the London Zoo. Alex was delighted by the diverse animal species and the park's tranquil atmosphere. As the sun began to set, Sam suggested they head to Covent Garden for dinner and a show. Alex agreed, and they enjoyed a delicious meal at a traditional English pub, before watching a musical performance at the Royal Opera House. As they left the theatre, Alex turned to Sam and said, "This has been the best day ever. I'm so grateful to be here in London, learning English and experiencing all the city has to offer." The next day, Alex and Sam set out to explore more of London's iconic landmarks. They started at Buckingham Palace, where they watched the changing of the guard ceremony. "Wow, this is so impressive," Alex exclaimed. "I've never seen anything like it." Sam chuckled. "Yeah, it's a bit of a tourist trap, but it's still worth seeing." And speaking of worth seeing, let's head to the British Museum next. At the museum, Alex was amazed by the vast collection of artifacts from around the world. "This is incredible," he said, gazing at the Rosetta Stone. "I can't believe how much history is here." Sam nodded. "Yeah, the British Museum is one of the best in the world. And after this, we can head to Oxford Street for some shopping." As they walked through the bustling streets of London, Alex practiced his English with Sam, asking questions about the city and its culture. Sam was happy to oblige, sharing stories about London's history and daily life. After a few hours of shopping, Sam suggested they head to Hyde Park for a picnic dinner. Alex agreed, and they spread out a blanket on the grass and enjoyed some sandwiches and fruit while watching the sunset. As the stars began to come out, Alex turned to Sam and said, "Thank you so much for showing me around London. I'm having the time of my life." Sam smiled. "You're welcome, mate. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And we're not done yet. Tomorrow, we'll head to the Tower of London and see the crown jewels." Alex grinned. "Can't wait." The next morning, Alex and Sam headed to the Tower of London, one of the city's most iconic landmarks. As they walked through the gates, Alex was struck by the tower's imposing presence. "Wow, this is incredible," Alex said, gazing up at the tower. "I've never seen anything like it." Sam nodded. "Yeah, it's a bit intimidating, but it's also really beautiful. And the history here is amazing." As they made their way through the tower, Alex was fascinated by the stories. Sam told about the monarchs who had lived there, the battles that had been fought, and the famous prisoners who had been held captive. When they reached the crown jewels, Alex's eyes widened in amazement. "These are incredible," he exclaimed. "I've never seen anything so sparkly in my life." Sam laughed. "Yeah, they're pretty impressive. And the best part is, they're still used today for special occasions like coronations and state visits." After leaving the Tower of London, Alex and Sam headed to Borough Market for lunch. Alex was thrilled to discover the variety of foods available, from traditional English fare like fish and chips to exotic dishes from around the world. As they sat down to eat, Alex turned to Sam and said, "I'm so glad I came to London. This city is amazing, and I'm learning so much about English language and culture." Sam smiled. "I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. And we're not done yet. Next, we'll head to Shakespeare's Globe for a play." Alex's eyes lit up. "That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to see a Shakespeare play performed live." Sam grinned. "Well, now's your chance. And who knows? Maybe you'll even learn some new English vocabulary along the way." As they gazed out over the city, Alex spotted a familiar landmark in the distance. "Hey, is that Big Ben?" he asked Sam, pointing to the iconic clock tower. Sam nodded. "Yeah, that's Big Ben. And if we're lucky, we might even get to hear it chime." Just then, the clock struck 3, and the familiar sound of Big Ben's chimes filled the air. Alex grinned, feeling like he was really experiencing London now. After taking in the views from the Shard, Sam suggested they head to the British Library to see some of the world's most famous books and manuscripts. Alex was fascinated by the ancient texts and learned a lot about the history of writing and literature. As the day drew to a close, Sam asked Alex if he wanted to grab dinner at a traditional English pub. Alex agreed, and they headed to a cozy spot in Covent Garden. Over fish and chips and a pint of beer, Alex reflected on all he had seen and done that day. "Thanks, Sam. This has been an amazing day," he said, feeling grateful for the opportunity to explore London with a local. The next morning, Alex and Sam headed to Covent Garden, eager to see some of London's famous street performers. As they walked through the crowded streets, Alex was amazed by the talented musicians, jugglers, and magicians vying for attention. Suddenly, a street performer caught Alex's eye, a young woman with a powerful voice, belting out a stunning rendition of Ave Maria. Alex was mesmerized, and Sam noticed his fascination. "Hey, want to go check her out?" Sam asked, nodding towards the performer. Alex nodded eagerly, and they made their way through the crowd to watch her up close. The woman's voice was even more incredible close up, and Alex felt goosebumps as she hit the high notes. After the performance, Alex and Sam approached her to congratulate her on her talent. She introduced herself as Lily, and they chatted with her for a bit about music and performance. Next, Sam took Alex to the famous Camden Market, where they explored the colorful stalls and shops, finding unique souvenirs and sampling delicious street food. The day ended with a stunning sunset over the London skyline, viewed from the rooftop bar of a trendy Shoreditch hotel. Alex felt grateful for the incredible experiences he'd had so far, and he knew that this was just the beginning of his adventure in London.